Hey, welcome to another episode of MLM Renegade. Today, guys, we're going to talk about the pain and the price that every entrepreneur has to pay to find the success that they want. So here's the million-dollar question. How are network marketers like us, who've tried everything their upline ever suggested to be successful and yet still struggled, who grew up with technology and aren't stuck in the 20th century, how are we supposed to grow our downlines and our bank accounts and yet still have time for real life? My name is J.R. McKee. Join me as we explore how to use 21st century learning and technology to grow our downlines and build lasting wealth. Simply put, this is MLM done different. Welcome to MLM Renegade. All right, guys, I've been thinking about this for most of the last week. I had an opportunity to attend OfferMind, which was Stephen Larson's event up in Boise, Idaho, right over Labor Day weekend. And the event was amazing. It was awesome. I highly recommend anybody who wants to learn about making your best kind of core offering, the thing that is really going to make you. That's what Steve teaches. And so next year, OfferMind will actually be in San Diego, California. It'll be the middle of September. You can check him out. But there's a lot of things, and I count Steve as one of my mentors. He's the age of my little sister, but I definitely count him as one of my mentors because he has gone through some things that have just been, they've been difficult, that have been trying for him, and he's come out the other side. But he continues to go through them, and we saw a few glimpses while we were there of this pain that he was going through, and we never put a name to it, and we don't know exactly what's going on with him, but I know that he's going to come through it just based on his attitude, based on his work ethic, based on the strength that inner strength that he has, and so it got me thinking a lot about the path that we're on and the pain and the price that needs to be paid in order to reach our destiny. I've said before that a lot of times we are when we set a goal, we are not worthy of that goal at the time that we set it, and that's okay. I've set some incredible goals for myself, and I'm currently not worthy of those goals, and I understand that, and I'm working to fix that, working to make it so that I am ready and worthy to gain those. And it's funny when you go on a self-development journey. Really, it's amazing how as you go, the character flaws that you've had that maybe you've buried, maybe you've put away, just bam, hit you in the face. And you take care of that one, and then bam, here's another one. And then bam, here's a third, and it keeps coming and it keeps coming, and that's the refiner's fire, and I talk about I had a friend of mine critique a funnel that I was building actually for Sales Closer Secrets that we're doing again on September 24th. salesclosersecrets.com, go sign up, it's free. But I had a friend critique that, and he was pretty harsh. I'm like, hey, you know what? Steel sharpens steel. So please, I wanted to get better. I was going at it from the mindset of a learner, not of somebody who had it figured out. And I got some good critique and some positive things that I could change to make it better. But a lot of times, humans in general, we avoid pain. In fact, if you're trying to sell something, avoiding pain is much easier to sell than getting more pleasure. Avoiding pain is easier to sell than the accumulation of more pleasure or more stuff. And that's because inherently our lizard brains, right? We want to avoid things that would hurt us. It's that fight or flight response that goes back to the caveman days when literally our minds had to instantly assess whether or not this thing was going to kill us or not. And so making changes, especially changes that are so close to home, as part of our character that's hard. And I've been thinking a lot about that, trying to figure out what are the things in my life that I need to change. Now, I'm not going to go and read off a laundry list here of all of my all of the things that I don't like about my life, or I don't like about myself, or that I want to change, or even some of the things that I do like that I shouldn't like. Right? Those are things that I need to put away. One I can name out loud because I've talked about it before is sarcasm. Okay, I use sarcasm. I recognize this as a defense mechanism, as a shield, as a way to put up walls in front of me and to protect me from other people. You know, when I was a little kid, when I was in elementary school, when I was into high school, right? I was not the kid that sat at the popular kids table. Okay, I was the 10th grade nerd who was playing with magic cards down the band hallway. I kid you not. I can say that now, but that's what I did because suddenly I found a group of people who wouldn't ridicule me. And so I gained a very sharp, sarcastic tongue because of that, because I was using it to protect myself when I was in high school or in junior high school. And junior high is brutal, right? I've got kids in high school and junior high right now, and it is just ugly. And so sarcasm has been my way of defense. In fact, we had my freshman year in college, we had a group, a social group, and we did superlatives at the end, and I won most sarcastic, and it wasn't even close. I won running away. And at first, I kind of wore that like a badge of honor. And as I've especially come down my entrepreneurial journey, I've realized that is not a badge of honor. That is more like a scarlet letter than it is a badge of honor. And now I still use this sarcasm, especially as I'm being cynical or frustrated with something around me. And that's one of those things that I continue to work on to try and suppress and to grow past, because there are things that I need to grow past. But at the same time, I know there are also things in my past that I need to be able to, as Steve put it, shake hands with or give a high five to and let them go. Okay, we hold on to so much angst, so much frustration, so much pain from our past that it limits our future. It's literally those chains that are holding us down, that are slowing us down as we climb up this mountain that we've chosen to attack. And it's hard. And we hold on to those things because we've always had them and we're afraid what things will be like without them. But as we're working forward, as we're moving, as we're finding these pains, it's amazing what happens when we just let go. When you just let go, suddenly you're unburdened. You're unburdened from that pain anymore, and it doesn't have to weigh you down. You can become a new person. You can be that butterfly, emerging from a cocoon, or you can be a new person. And that new person, maybe not version 2, but maybe version 3 or 4, or hey, maybe it is version 2 for you, can be the person who achieves those goals and gets the things that you want in your life that are important to you. We have to go through this growing process. It hurts. It's painful. Pain is good. Okay, pain. In high school we had T-shirts for one of the sports teams that says "Pain is weakness leaving the body," right? Which was a really silly thing I thought at the time, but it was true. For as much as we went to the gym and worked out and worked on our muscles and caused ourselves physical pain, it's that pain that obstacle that becomes the method by which we achieve what we want. So I'm a big fan of therapeutic massages. And I say therapeutic because this isn't the frou-frou Swedish massage, or the ones, where it's so nice and relaxing. No, I like the ones where the massage therapist is like pushing their elbow into my back so that they can get to this deep-seated knot that just will not let go. And it's painful. In fact, I had a good massage here a couple of months ago where after the massage was done, like the next day and the day after, I was bruised because of the massage. Like, it was a good thing because they got in there and worked out some knots and some other things that were causing me issues. that work, that pain, that suffering that we put ourselves through is what makes us strong enough to hold the weight of those goals that we're trying to attain. So you guys, I want to challenge you. I want you guys to think about what are the chains that are holding you down? What are the deep, dark secrets that you don't want to admit to that are holding you back? What is it in your life that you can leave behind so that you can accelerate and propel yourself forward into new and exciting heights? Those are the questions that I want you to ask yourself. Those are the questions that I'm asking myself and that I'm working through and working towards and working so that I can reach those pinnacles, those highest heights, so that once I get there, I can look back and see a different person, see a new and emerged person that has come out of that cocoon and is ready to spread my wings, right? There's lots of things I'm working on. And, part of this podcast is that journey. And for me, that's a lot of fun. It was interesting. I had another, I met with a guy who I have known. I actually, I served with him in Santiago, Chile, as a missionary for my church. And I have not seen him in 20 years. And he was actually at the same conference at Steve's event. And it was awesome to see him and to see kind of how he's grown, how he's changed. He was a police officer, and now he does kind of behavioral kind of accountability training and basically getting your life together and grabbing hold of the things that are important to you. And it's real interesting. He has a podcast as well, and he goes through and I actually listened to his very first episode, and he just talks about the painful things that he went through, that he put himself through, and his podcast is kind of how he has emerged past that. It's called The Tactical Businessman. It's by Garrett Bake, bake like you would bake a cake. And Garrett is an incredible dude. I plan to have him on an episode here soon, but he's gone through some incredible things, and his strength in telling that story gave me pause and really started making me think and assessing what it is that I need to give up in order to accelerate my goals and to get to the end and to really be excited about where my life is going and what I'm going to do with it. So highly recommend his podcast. Again, it's called The Tactical Businessman by Garrett Bake. You guys, I want you to take that introspection. Take the time, look deep, get to those dark spots where you don't want to think about, where you don't want to, maybe it's a behavioral change. Maybe it's, maybe it's how you talk to your kids or talk to your wife, or your husband, right? Whatever it is, take a look in those dark spots, because I promise you, there is room enough for you to be successful in anything that you do. And if you can take a look at those things, you'll be better for it. And we'll all be better for it. So that's my challenge to you guys this week. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I cannot wait. We've got some incredible interviews coming up. Some of the people that I met at OfferMind. One, Myron Golden, who is a sales guru. I personally watched him get on stage at that event and sell more than $1 million of the product that he was pitching that day. In fact, in about a 30-minute period, more than $1 million. It was incredible. So, you guys, have a great one. I look forward to speaking with you, and please reach out to me, jr@mlmrenegade.com. I wanna talk through some of the issues that you guys are having and what can be the most benefit for you. Take care. Hey, thanks for listening, and please remember to subscribe. And if you loved us, leave us an awesome review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you consume your podcasts. Now, if you'd like some free training for your team on how your recruiting efforts can be bettered and brought into the 21st century, go to podcast.mlmrenegade.com and get your copy of the Renegade Recruiting Kickstarter.